I'm just trying to do a review. Just trying to do a review, man. Just trying to do a review. So this is the all new released CFX. This platform has kind of been in the works here for a couple of years now, and has been a kind of a wait and see for most people, because this was awarded best in show for the ATA, I think maybe in 2021, 2020, not really sure. Highly anticipated, and it's finally arrived. It's here. We have it in our hands, and we're gonna break this thing down, go over the specs. I have chickens, so they're gonna be showcased in this review as well, and should be a fun one. So stick around and we'll dive into this new platform, the CFX by Tethrd. And the big thing that we're doing right now is, in the instructions manual that comes with the CFX, we are actually breaking this in. So we just want to get this level and then proceed. So right now, very, very wet conditions here too. I'm going to give that a good push. I'm going to climb in this. There's kind of some cracking going on right now. Okay, give that a little twist. Push that down a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to step into this. I kind of wanted to pull back up. It's got some pretty good bite action going in on the teeth, but I just want to break this in. So I'm going to go ahead and tether in, step in. I'll really toe hook this thing. Okay. There's some cracking going on. Got a lot of hairline type clicks you can kind of hear in that carbon platform. Some settling. So we're just really working this. That actually sounds like more of a tree bark kind of sound coming off of just how it's pivoting onto the tree there. Okay, we're going to put all of our weight into this. You can definitely feel it relaxing on the sides of the platform. There's also a bit of a rock. We're just trying to break this in. That's all we're doing. You know, we're not pulsing. We're not jumping up and down. We're just stepping on the platform. Just kind of working it in, breaking in the platform, as they say. the flex comparison. Now above, we're looking at the original Predator platform by Tethrd. It's the Gen 3 version. And we're not comparing one platform versus the other. That's not the intention here. The intention is to look at the comparison of flex, right? That's the big question around these carbon platforms, is how much do they flex? It says that there's a 300-pound weight rating. How much does it flex? Here we have another platform, the Stalker platform. Again, you're going to see a common theme. They all move. They all have some sort of flex to them. They do vary. Some others, maybe more than so. But when you look at it on the foot, when you're in the CFX, it's not that noticeable. Clearly, you can see with these close-ups here that the CFX does move more. And here's the Razor platform. Again, you can see some wobble and flex in that as well. And the interesting thing about all three of those platforms that I just showed is that they're all smaller in tolerances, which means that they shouldn't have as much flex. So when you compare those smaller platforms against the carbon platform that has a larger footprint, I find it interesting that the flex really isn't that noticeable.
So here's the deal. Reviews aren't to tell you everything that's great about a product. Of course, it's nice, but this is really where people find value in feedback, opinions. So I'll just say this before I give any of my feedback. Don't base everything that I say, one review, on an end product ever. You should be kind of collectively gathering some information, especially considering that most products you have to buy online. They aren't in brick and mortar stores. You have to kind of base some trust in the fact that you're going to get what you pay for, but that's not always the case, especially with Gen 1 first run products, this being one of them. And carbon fiber definitely is a big kind of undertaking from, is it structurally sound? Is it strong enough? Will it last? How will it handle in cold conditions? The longevity of this product, nobody knows about. It's brand new in our hands. So take that for face value, right? Number two, I have, in a prior life, I worked for Cabela's and Bass Pro at their corporate headquarters in Sydney, Nebraska for just shy of 6 years. During my day job, I also was a field tester for Cabela's. So it's kind of in my DNA. I've been doing this for a while, for years. I just never really stepped into this whole review process. I'm definitely one of those guys that's a Facebook lurker, right? I'm always seeing what's going on. I'm always in tune, but I don't really participate in the reindeer games. And I saw an opportunity here where I could say, hey, let me just jump in here and see. I'm already buying this stuff, and let me just give you some first world real examples and some feedback based off the products as they come, trickling in every year. So, with that said, these are the 5 issues that I see with this product. Now, they're not problems, right? They're just pros and cons. I'm just listing things to look for here with this product overall. So with that said, let's jump into squashing the beef.
Did he just say squash the beef?
Number 1, the black rack. Well, it's kind of catchy to say, hey, it's a carbon platform, it's a carbon stick, it sounds like rattling antlers. It doesn't.
Listen to this.
Okay? Black rack. Yeah. He's coming in now, right over the ridge. You can hear him. Nice try, Tethrd, but you can't fool me. Number 2 is the washer design. Now, if I'm going from a Predator platform to the carbon platform, and I'm just purely going off of, let's save some weight for the bigger platform, it's gotta not have the fiddle factor. It's got it. It's the washers. The post, the washers can alternate, they can change, which alters the degree on the platform post and prevents it from, just folding neatly the way it's designed. And in this case, it creates some friction. It's kind of all over the board, and the only way that you can even manipulate that post is to take the grade A bolt out of it and kind of get it reset. You can see it wants to hug this side wall right here. There's a lot of play on this side. I'll try to angle that right there. It wants to hit here. You can see that, right? So it's offset and it's kind of cocked, and it's kind of a nuisance, to be honest, because if you're in the field or whatever, and I know I can kind of pull on this and reef it to get it back into place, but it's kind of hard to pull apart. And so there's a lot of friction and tension on this. And number one, it's already wearing off on the button in itself and somewhat on the internal side of the platform. Now I have to take the bolt out of the platform, reset the washers, put the post back on, and hope that I get it right? So that's kind of the pet peeve of mine with this. And it's just, I don't know. Number 3 is with the carbon platform. When you toe cam it, I'm not talking about when you initially set it on the tree. It's when you have to toe cam it. So you step up on it, you have to plant your foot on the top to push down to give yourself some leverage, and you have to cam it into place, right? When you do that and when you cam it over, that platform, as soon as you pick up on the platform to raise it up so you can take the slack out and give that leverage to push back in, it wants to flick and kick right up. That plastic carbon sound is hitting right on your foot, your boot. You just lose control. So for that reason, it's a little bit harder to jump into it, because that's kind of a part of the process of getting it tight so that you can put side pressure on the platform so it doesn't kick out on you during a hunt. Number 4 is where the brackets meet the tree and how it pivots. It makes a sound. And on smaller diameter trees, not so much. It was darn near quiet. So if you find yourself getting into a larger tree, you may run into that issue, and the only way you might be able to counteract that is maybe just going and trying to find a different attachment method that might get it a little bit tighter to the tree. And lastly, number 5. I don't want to compare this against the Predator platform, but they're both really close to 3 pounds. The Predator's like 2 pounds 15 ounces on my scale. The CFX is 3 pounds 2 ounces. Pound for pound, similar. Structurally, yeah, you have one that's a regular Predator and you have one that's the CFX XL. I get it, they're 2 different size platforms, but pound for pound, they're in the same class, okay? That's what we're looking at here. I can buy the Predator platform right now on sale for $165. That's pretty good. That's really tough to beat, especially for a sub 3 pound platform. So when you look at the CFX that's coming in at $350 at a price point, man, is it really worth it for that additional width, right? You're not really gaining much on the length. They're really, I think, the same. Don't quote me on that. But the width of the platform, is it worth that additional couple inches for the price? That's kind of where I'm at with it. Of course, yeah, if you're a weight weenie and you got the regular XL and you want to go to this one to cut a pound out of the set, that's great. So with that said, I'm not out to get anybody. I'm not out to attack Tethrd. I think what they're doing is great. I'm a promoter for mobile hunting, a promoter for mobile companies. I want to see this grow. It is growing. It's very successful. I think it's just the beginning. And there's a lot more out there, I think, now than there were ever before, right? There's probably 35, 40 different saddle manufacturers and companies out there today. It's crazy. But I'll kind of wrap this up by just saying it's a overall, the platform is decent. I'll use it. I'll probably be selective with it. I mess around with a lot of gear and a lot of different equipment, so don't be shocked if I sell it to buy something else. I always do that with a lot of the products that I buy, and just to kind of regurgitate that back out there into the used market to try to get something new. And again, we have new products probably coming up here in the ATA for 2024. So I may keep this one though. It's pretty unique and fairly cool. So I'll probably end up having to offload some other stuff until then. So thanks for tuning in, and I think this is where I tell you to subscribe. I don't know. Do whatever you gotta do.